confusion
This
in the
conference
system, so
will now be recorded.
I
Okay.
will need to revisit the video. I'll have to take a stab at it again. But that's fine. I understand the process that you were explaining last time. So
Perfect. Okay. So okay. So then today we will get into the system directly right now. So rather than okay, you can see my screen, right?
yeah.
Okay. Now we have seen how the pricing actually works, right? So if we want to, first thing is like I will show you how to create condition records. Okay, so all the configurations we have seen, but how to maintain the conditions. So as I said, all the procurement related stuffs like configurations and conditions starts with the M. Okay, whereas all the sales related transactions and the configuration T codes will start with V. Okay.
Yep.
So India 1, 2, 3, right? Oops. User account not in validity date. We cannot get into the system, it seems.
Let me
Manoj
check the
online.
password.
Is Manoj online?
Yeah, I see him in the call.
Manoj, are you there in the call? Hello.
New
Hello.
ISR 3.
It clearly says user account not in validity date.
Oh,
Hello.
Manoj, the user ID seems to be expired again.
Oh, just give me 5 minutes, sir. I'll check and I'll update you.
No problem. Yeah. Do you work on Saturdays as well? Saturdays and Sundays.
yeah, from the past couple of weeks I'm working.
But you are into pre-sales, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yes, we have kind of moved towards sales as well. So we have a couple of, so at least I have 2 orals, one on Monday, one on Thursday. So it's all prep time going on.
Which region, which part of the world you look for, target your sales?
So my at least under me I have the Europe Gallia and North America Midwest and South region. The sorry, US Midwest and South region.
Only SAP, or you also take care of the other products as well?
It's primarily SAP. Hardly if there's a priority in there, so I usually jump into Salesforce also, but primarily SAP. Hopefully one day we jump into the delivery project also.
Accenture has good presence in Europe and Americas. They have good delivery projects in SAP.
Yeah, SAP is, I think, the strongest capability within Accenture, if I'm not wrong. I don't know. Accenture, sorry,
Earlier,
SAP and Microsoft.
earlier IBM was in a very good position, but of late Accenture has taken over.
Hmm. Okay. You were a part of Accenture in the
No, I
past?
was part of IBM earlier.
Okay.
How is this COVID situation impacting Accenture? Is it something that
Sure, like, hello.
tell me, Manoj. Hello.
Sir, do you have that old server credentials?
I don't know which one you are talking about, old or new. I
I mean,
have
past
only
you're using, right? I mean,
ah,
past you're using one user, right?
new ISR2. That also did not say. It says name or password incorrect.
Actually, like, I mean, Rahul told that this is in validity. So actually, this was got activated. I asked them to send this like credentials now. It will take like 5 minutes. I'll be sending you the details.
Yeah, yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
How is this COVID situation impacting your Accenture people? Like, are they laying off or no laying off? Nothing. It's
No,
like
they have recently started. I mean, last 2 weeks or before, there was a huge layoff in Europe, I think. And now I'm hearing there's going to be a considerable layoff in India, not only in India, in the APAC region.
mm.
So Accenture has now started, it is now being impacted.
Hmm. Otherwise, you people are advised to still work from home or
Yeah, yeah. Our offices are closed till Jan end for now.
oh, until Jan end. Great.
Mm. It's only, so yesterday only I was just going through, a couple of offices are open, but it is mostly like, you are allowed to enter based on the invitation. So
Mm.
if there's anything communicated only, then a couple of offices have opened, but only based on invitation. Entries allowed.
You are you're based out of Bangalore or
Uh, no, I am based out of Noida.
Noida?
You recently moved to Europe?
No, it's been more than 3 years now.
Okay.
So, sir.
Yep.
Sir, I have sent credentials in a chat box. Can you check?
Wait a minute. ISR 002. Perfect. Thank you. Okay, now we can proceed. So first thing is like we have something called, from a procurement perspective, we have something called purchase info records, condition records, sales price condition records. So predominantly what is the difference is all are conditions only, like condition records only. So it is like when you say for if you want to maintain any procurement related condition records, you have to go to MEK1 and you have to give the condition type and you have to enter the prices. Similarly, if you have to go to and maintain the sales related conditions types, you have to go to VK11. Is that clear?
Yeah.
MEK1 is for procurement related condition type maintenance. MEK1, I mean VK11 is for sales related. And something you call it as purchase info records. What is that purchase info records? You can go into ME11 and maintain purchase info records. It is basically all the other condition types that related to procurement, like procurement discounts, tax, all those you maintain in the condition records. But what you call as a purchase info record is nothing but when you want to, the price of that procurement price of that article is called the purchase info record. Okay, it is actually purchase information record. That's called, in short, it is called as purchase info records. So it is basically when you buy this article from this vendor, what is the price? That is the purchase info record. So you can maintain that as a, you can maintain it in MEK1 as well, because if you maintain this, automatically you are not giving a condition type, but indirectly in standard, it will go and save against PB00 condition type. Okay. So if you maintain it this, you may not give condition info, condition record. But if you go to MEK1, you have to give the condition type PB00 and enter it. That's the difference. Okay. So for instance, MM43. Let's take article. ZK08, right? Ours is no ZK01. Our vendor is Krunal, right?
Yeah.
Company code. Now, if you select this purchasing, so purchase info record is not maintained. Okay. If you go to purchasing, okay. If you go to purchasing, here you maintain the price, right? Say for instance 12 USD. Okay. The moment you enter 12 USD, automatically this is something where you're entering purchase info record. Again, if you use this article master, if you maintain it here, it indirectly calls that ME11 transaction. So this is the where article info record. So article, vendor, purchasing organization. If you want, you can have site. If you maintain it, it goes and stores in this conditions. PB00 only for this validity date. It goes and stores against this condition type PB00. You're getting it?
Yeah.
So now I save this. Okay. What I can do, I can go and display it here. ME13 / and ME13. Okay, Krunal 1014. Now if I enter, go to purchasing or data. Okay, automatically 12 USD is displaying. Correct. And similarly, even if I go to MEK3, I give PB00. Okay, click on conditional article, Krunal, purchasing organization. Let's remove this purchasing for record. See, it brings that only. Okay. Now you enter. Okay. This one. Display 12 USD PB00 only. Is that clear? So these are few terminologies which you need to be a bit aware of it. Okay. So that is how you actually maintain it. Both the ways, either in the article master transaction screen directly you can maintain, or ME11 or MEK1. This is for purchasing. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I have showed you, but sales pricing I will there is a separate session where I will explain you how the entire sales pricing with retail works and R3. Okay. So keep that for a while now. So now let's see we will start the procure-to-pay cycle. So how the procure-to-pay cycle starts with either purchase requisition or quotation, to be very frank, in R3, right? Because you order you just raise quotation to different vendors and ask what is the best price. Based on that, whatever quotation suits you, you raise a purchase requisition. Then after that, you convert that purchase requisition to purchase order. But whereas in retail, we don't go to those levels and all, because we know in retail how it works is like in fashion industry, we actually give the vendors, like say for instance, if it is Zara, what they will do is like they will their Zara merchandisers and the designers will design what kind of products they are going to launch in the market for the next upcoming season. And those designs, once they are finalized, they will move that design to the offshore vendors, like in vendors in Bangladesh or India or Philippines or something like that. And they will ask them to manufacture that product. They will manufacture it. Once the quality is okay, the inspection is okay, they will order the complete bulk. That is the actual procurement process that goes in the fashion industry. As far as retail, we just simply place the order. Like if it is Reliance Fresh, they just keep on placing the orders to the vendors directly. So there is no point of quotation or anything as such. So that's why we start here with the purchase order. So the moment we raise the purchase order, they deliver the stock and we receive it. Say for instance, in Zara, they have a central hub DC for Europe, and all the products, they will be delivered to that import DC. Okay, so that all the import and everything is handled in a central location. And once that is received from the import DC, then they will be distributed to different parts of the Europe, right? Central Europe, Western, Eastern, Southern, okay, and UK. So they deliver it this way. And from there, they will be supplying to the local stores, and they will be start selling the items in the local stores. That's how the procurement process works in any kind of a typical fashion retailers. Whereas for DC, it will not be an import, but it will be local. It will be more or less like a local procurement only, right? So that's how it works. So in that sense, first is like we start the procurement process with the document called purchase order. Then when we purchase order is a legal document which entitles for you to order procurement to a vendor. So once that vendor is prepared or produced that product, he actually ships that item to you. So the shipping process is dependent on the agreement with you. Either the ownership is given to the vendor until he drops the product into the import location, or he drops it to the export location, until the port. Thereafter, so it depends on the logistical process, how you are going to handle that product and who will take the ownership until what time, all those stuff. So that will be taken care by the GTS and all the logistic folks. So for us as part of the retail, we are more concerned from this part. So once the item is delivered to our DC, how we are going to invert that stock and we are going to update the inventory, and from there how we are going to move the stock to different DCs or different stores, and from that store how we are going to sell it, how that inventory process is actually handled. Okay, so once the purchase order is raised, once the stock is delivered from by the vendor to your premises, you actually create a document called goods receipt, where it actually updates your stock into your SAP system. Okay, so the number of items that you receive, based on that, it updates the quantity and it also updates the stock value. Correct? So when you receive a stock, what happens? You pay something to the vendor. Okay, that means you actually pay out of your pocket. So it means a debit to a it's actually confusing verbs. So whenever you pay, it is actually called as a debit. Whenever when you owe something, it is called as a credit. So it is an ulta order they used to talk in SAP. So it is like something you need to pay to the vendor. It is a debit. It is a credit for you, which you need to pay to the vendor. Credit to the vendor, and your inventory account, right? Inventory account of that article will go up. Is that right?
Mhm.
So that's how the stock will be adjusted. So when you create a purchase order, this is how it is like. So when you want to create a purchase order, you will have to select what kind of a document type that you are going to use. That kind of document type will determine whether it is a purchase order or it is a stock transport order. And there are so many orders like framework orders, service POs, many things. Okay, so that is all is not actually more relevant for us. So the more relevant purchase orders are purchase orders and stock transport orders. So this document type will determine what kind of a order that you're going to raise. If it is a purchase order, it is completely you're raising it to an external vendor. If it is a stock transport order, it would be a goods movement between your sites. So this document type will control, as I said, like for a vendor, your account type will determine what kind of vendors you are determining, right? So similarly for site profile will determine what kind of site you're going. Similarly, this document type will control what kind of a document you're going to create, what number ranges it should go, what are the allowed item categories, or should it reference to any previous documents like purchase requisitions or quotation and all those stuff. And in field selection group, you can control which fields needs to be displayed and not displayed. So all those steps. So when I say item category, these item categories will actually relate how that what are the follow-on documents that needs to be generated and how that purchase order should be handled in the life cycle. Say for instance, if the item category is empty, it can have this purchase order can have goods receipt and invoice receipt can take place. If it is a B, it means account assignment not required, goods receipt not required, invoice receipt is not required, and document category FO is required. Meaning, say for instance, you have to pay rent and all those stuff, right? So you need to you have to document that as well. That is something that I have paid this much amount on rent. So it is a cost to that particular premises, right? So if you are holding a DC, you will have to pay rent, you have to pay EB bills, you have to pay maintenance charges and all those stuff, right? And similarly, you might opt for certain services, cleaning services and all those stuff. So at that time, you have to create different POs, and that time these things will take time. So if you create, if you want to pay rent, you can create an account assignment PO, so that what happens is like all the cost that you pay to that vendor will go and accommodate on that site GL, that is cost for that particular site GL. Okay, so that's how the cost will be booked. Whereas if you create a PO with this thing, automatically this is for a stock movements. Okay, so you do a goods receipt, you do a invoice receipt, so accordingly the cost will be booked. Is that clear, or am I confusing?
No, clear.
Yeah, that's how different item categories will play a role in what kind of PO you are raising and how the accounts should be booked. So account assignment category will be related to each item of a purchasing transaction. Okay, so that will determine whether GR is possible for that particular item, invoice is possible for that account item, what account grouping will determine what GL I should post it, all those related stuffs. And coming back to once you order a purchase order, when you create a purchase order, automatically you need to also specify what would be the delivery date, right? So when the vendor can deliver it. So this delivery date is actually determined based on the planned delivery time that you give it in your info records or in your site masters or in your vendor info records. Okay, in either of those three, it will take the precedence. I mean, first it will take the precedence from the info record, then from the vendor record, then finally from the article master record. Okay.
Okay.
So that's how it will take the precedence and the delivery time will be proposed. So the purchase order structure will look like this. It will have a header, it will have an item section, and it will have the item detail section. In the header section, we will give the organizational details like which vendor you are going to order, from which purchasing organization, what purchasing group, and from which company code, and all those relevant. So whatever information that I give it in the header will be applicable for the entire document. Okay, so it is basically all the higher level informations I will give it in the header. Next comes the item details. In the item details, I give the articles which I'm going to order. Okay, so this article in what quantity I'm going to order, and this should be delivered to which site. Those informations will be given in the item. And in item details, all the individual line item, right? Say for instance, line item 10, In the item details, if you select in the drop down here, item 10, item 20, those detailed informations will be displayed. What is the net weight of that product? Okay, gross weight of the product. What is the vendor address? Okay, what date this article will be delivered? All those detailed informations will be displayed in the item details. Clear? Any doubts so far?
No.
That's how it will be. So in header details, most of the generic informations like terms of payment, document condition, vendor address, partner roles, all those informations will be there. In item, whatever articles, as I said, that will be there. And item details will follow that individual line items, more detailed information. Okay.
Okay.
So that was just a brief overview of how that purchase orders will look like. So I will take you to the configuration, then we will proceed with the transactions. So go to material management, purchasing, purchase orders, define document types. So you have so many orders, right? UB is the stock transport order and NB is our standard purchase orders. Okay. Say for instance, in this purchase order, what are the item categories that are allowed? Standard, consignment, subcontracting, third-party purchase orders, okay, text, service orders, and all those stuff. Say for this order, what are the from which are the document types that I can refer from? So from a purchase requisition, I can convert it to a standard purchase orders. From purchase requisition, I can convert it to a stock transfer order. All those stuff. Okay, I can do it. And these are the number ranges. In this number range only, the document will be created. If I create an internal, it will start with 45. So the number range, if you go here in status, so 45. This is the number range in which the purchase orders will be created. Okay, if you want, you can change it.
Okay.
This is the simple screen. So define screen layout at document level. If you want to, what do I say? If you want to display, hide, and all those stuff, you can do it here. Okay. What is optional entry if you want to hide and all those stuffs. So now what we can go to ME21 again. Okay. This is the header screen, and item overview, item detail display. So now we will create what document type we need to choose. We have to select. Then to which vendor you are going to order. It's Krunal, right? Krunal 1 or Krunal?
It's Krunal.
Krunal. Okay. Now I enter. Then I enter in the header details. I will enter from which purchasing organization. This org data is mandatory. So ZK01, correct? ZK01. That's the purchasing group is ZK0. Company code is also ZK01, correct? This is the mandatory detail that you need to enter. Otherwise, other informations like address, these things and all will be automatically flown from the vendor address details. Okay. So communication, if you have that, all these will flow from the vendor information. So this is the partner profile, which we have it in the vendor master record. Okay. And status will determine at what level the purchase order is there now. So currently we have not ordered. So I'll show you one step. So in the item overview, we can order each articles. Okay. How many quantities? 100 quantities I'm going to order. To which site I'm going to order? What is is our site. ZDC1, correct?
Yeah.
So in ZDC1, which storage location I'm going to deliver? 1000. I press enter. All the informations will be now picked from the master data. Okay. So net price. So the delivery date is automatically picked. How it is being picked? /n ME13.
We gave that 1 day delivery, no, for DC.
Here, planned delivery time is 1 day. Correct. Today's date is 19th.
19th.
So it takes 20. Okay. So suppose in case I don't have any information here, planned delivery time. Now system will check. Okay, what is the delivery date in Krunal's purchasing data? What is the planned delivery time? This it will take. And here also I don't have information. Now what I will go do? I'll go to MM43. Okay. For ZDC1. What is the planned delivery time? Okay. This it will take. This is the order system will look through. Clear?
Okay.
So now we will order one more article. So now for this item, what is the merchandise category it belongs? What is the EAN? What is the quantity weight? All it flows from the master data. And delivery schedule is nothing but on 20th it will be delivered full terms. Okay. And delivery, if it is done, if there is any goods receipt is not done. Okay. Invoice, all these conditions. If you go to the conditions, this will take what purchase order, what is the pricing procedure it has taken. Okay, what are the conditions it actually fulfilled in PB00? Here alone the condition is fulfilled. Clear? Whereas otherwise none of the conditions are fulfilled. Okay. So you can go down, nothing is there. Okay, tax, nothing is there. So directly you can analyze how the pricing has worked. So 12 rupees is the major one. After that, no tax, nothing. So net also is 10 rupees. Okay. So there is no tax, MEK0 inclusive of tax, nothing. So that is why 12 rupees into 100, that is the total value, net value. Okay.
Okay.
So now if you go to header status, it says 100 quantities you are ordering, 1200 is the total value. Nothing is being delivered so far, nothing is being invoiced also so far. Okay, nothing is being paid as well so far. So now I will include one more article. What article you can include? Shall we include this article? Okay, 1005. This also I will include 100. ZTC 1000. Okay, now this system says it doesn't have a purchase info record because the price is not maintained. Is that clear? That is why system is saying net price must be greater than 0. So I will delete it. Okay, now ME11. Standard quantity is 1. For this I'll put 2 days. Okay, 10 rupees. Okay, so now here okay. So one issue with this purchase order is like when you have opened this transaction and if you update the conditions, this will not update. It's always
Okay.
have to go back and compare. Okay. K0, K0, K0. All right. 5, 6, 14, correct? So 5, 6, 14. Okay. 5, 6, PO quantity 100. Okay.
Hmm.
Sales price is not maintained. That's just a warning error. That's fine. Okay. Now, if you see, this is all 1 day, but this it brings 2 days because plant and delivery time we maintain for 2 days. That's why it's
Hmm.
bringing us 2 days. Okay.
Okay.
So now, if you go to the status, it says 3,200, which is a sum of all the net prices. Here it is. Okay.
Hmm.
100, it is 1,000, 2,000, 2,000 plus 12,000, it is 3,200, correct?
Yep.
The moment I save it, system will create a purchase order document number. Now you have to watch the difference now. /n ME23N is for displaying the purchase order. Okay, 21 is for create, 22 is for change, and 23 is for display. Okay, now if you see in the screen, you have only these many tabs. Okay,
Mhm.
because purchase order is just created. There is no tab called purchase order history. Okay, now the
Okay.
moment what happens is vendor has delivered your stock. Okay, the truck has arrived to your DC. Now you are going to invert the stock. Now what happens? You see how you actually invert the stock. You go to MyGo transaction. You select what transaction you are going to do. I'm going to do a goods receipt against a purchase order. And what is that purchase order document number? Okay. I press enter. Make sure this field is blank. Okay. So that it picks the site or information automatically from the purchase order. Okay.
Okay.
Now this order we have ordered apples, Kellogg's, and cabbage.
Hmm.
And each how many quantities that vendor has supplied, that quantity you have to override. By default, it brings the entire quantity from the purchase order. Okay, you have to write what is the customer. Say for instance, in here only he has delivered 50 quantities. Just override that. Okay.
Okay.
Now for the first item, system says that okay, 100 quantity is delivered. Where he has delivered. Okay. What is the against the purchase order? Okay. Now I will select. See, if you have to select this, you have to come back, put all the tick OK. Now click on check. System will say whether this transaction is okay or not. Is there any issue with the posting this document or not? Okay. It says posting is only possible in periods. Oh my God, 2007. FI state period is not open. It is going to take a lot of time now. It is in 2007. Oh my God, I cannot open for 13 years. Okay. Now you see current period is 2. Now it will change to 03. Likewise, one each month I have to close. I should bring it to the current calendar year. Only
Oh,
then this will going to close.
month-wise.
It is still less. Let's see if we can do anything. Hmm. This will not work. just bear with me, as this is the problem with the test systems. It is in
Okay.
2007 create a problem. Yeah. This FI is creating issues here. I think we need to close one by one. No other go. For shortcut, what we can do is one thing we can do. We have to go back date and post it.
Okay.
1 03 2007.
Let's see.
Have to post it. This is how you need to do.
Okay. Why no values found?
No, storage location was not maintained.
Ah. 5.
It's 14, right?
Yeah, but you did the last article was 1004. We You need to go in 1005.
1005 was reference article. The worst problem is like it says that only order quantity is only 50 he has been delivered. Is it okay? They say yes, no problem.
Okay.
Now you finished it. There was a pop-up something. All FI issues. We copied from which company code? 1000, right?
1000. Yeah, 1000.
No, R300 we copied, I believe.
Is it there in our Excel?
At least now it goes. Oh, I have to come back again. Session I go. I'll give only 50. Directly post. Ah, Kartare. Shit. I have to give the correct posting period. God, this is the problem with the system. Now post first transaction. Finally posted here. Okay. So now we will come back and I will show you the screen. M23. Okay, 97. Now if you see, this is the one, right? Now you see. So why
Why is it
not
100,
updated?
100?
No, this is not updated at all. Just taking because we have delivered 100, right?
But we said 50 in the document, no?
No, no, no. The delivery itself is not updated. Ordered only it says ordered.
Okay.
Delivered is 0.
Oh.
Ours is 450097. How many zeros? 4, 5.
How many have we put?
See, here it will say clearly how much is delivered. 100, 50 is delivered, 50 is still open. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So it is taking some time to update in the database. That's the reason. Let's check now. ME23. Now it
Mm-hmm.
updated. See, purchase order history came. See, this is the tab I was looking for. See, here 100 quantity was ordered, 100 quantity is also delivered. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you go to Kellogg's, 50 quantity only delivered. This is what you did, right? In this
Mm-hmm.
document, you see only 50 quantity was delivered.
Yeah. Okay.
So this purchase order is still open now for 50 quantities. Okay. So now if you go to the header and also if you watch, you will see the difference. 300 quantity was ordered, only 250 was delivered. Still to be delivered is 50 quantities. In its net value is 500. Okay, it takes some time to update in the database.
Mm-hmm.
Training, right? So it will have these glitches. So if you go to the purchase order history, you can see what was the follow-on document, purchase order, and this is the goods receipt document. And the moment you do the invoice receipt, you will have one more option. I will try to do invoice receipt, but if I face too many FA issues, I will give up. Okay.
Okay.
Myro is the transaction that you do the invoice receipt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because the problem is like we have to go back date and post. I'm not sure if this will work.
Okay.
1/3/2007, right? because
Yeah.
period I did some ulta because I know that it will work, but not sure from FY side how it will work. Invoice date, posting date is 1/3. What is the purchase order number? 97, right?
Yeah.
Present
Yep.
value date.
Valid.
2007. Posting takes place in a previous fiscal year, first issue. Okay. Period 9 adjusted in line with posting date. Okay, fine. Hopefully we get it somehow. This was tax will not work. I
What
bet.
will not work? Hello. Madan, I can't hear you.
Hello.
Yeah.
Again. Okay, but I cannot. Can you make me as a presenter?
Uh, just a second.
You are organizer. You can make me as a presenter.
Yeah, just it.
Now you can see my screen, right?
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah. We will try to post it. How much is the amount? 2,700. No man, it will not work. We need to do configuration for jurisdiction code and all. This will not work. So
Okay.
let's give it up. Let's not waste time by roaming it around. So that is how you do a PO. So now what you can do is now you the remaining items the vendor will deliver, right? So at that time what happens? See. So now slash row my row. This one you have to be very careful. Date. Right. So 97 purchase order. Okay. Now I press enter. Only that 50 quantities will break. System will break because that is the open quantities. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Now you can just click on OK and post it. So now what happens for this also one article document will get generated and that will get updated here. ME23 N for class. Okay, now it has two documents. See, in first document he delivered 50 quantities and second he has delivered 50 quantities. Now if you go to the header, you will have the entire items ordered and delivered completely. Invoiced is 0. Once you have done the invoice, that will also get updated. Clear?
Okay.
So now actually we have received the stock. Now behind the screen, what happens? Slash and MBE. Okay, this is the transaction to see the stock. Okay, how much we have ZBC1 in storage location 1000. Now, if you don't give on all the storage location, what are the stocks it will display. Okay. This is the so in Burlington warehouse, in unrestricted warehouse, I have 100. Okay. So now I want to see what are the stock movements that have happened. I go environment, click on article movements. It will bring the recent stock movements. So 20 in this document. By this article document, I have received 100 quantities against goods receipt movement type. Okay. So it will display those things.
Okay.
So if you want to go via RWBE is the transaction which in retail we use. Okay, you go to RWBE, just give the article, press enter. So it will say 100 quantities, unrestricted, quality inspection, this much. So you can see that. Okay. So for the one advantage is like what is the purchasing stock value? 100 is the valuated stock, purchasing stock value is 1000. Okay. So you can see that. So if it is a sale set or pre-pack, we can see the display, change that as well. So now what we will do, we have done a stock inward for a single article. Now I will show you how to do it for a generic article, how it works. Okay. So now one generic article will take. What is the generic article? Let's take this one, 27. Okay. So what is the vendor? ZK01. So let's do one thing. We will, yeah, sorry. Yeah. We will default our purchasing organization. So every time we need not give that. So purchasing organization is ZK01. Purchasing document type is ZK0. Company code is ZK01. Okay, so that we need not give manually every time. This is Granada, right? So by default, this will bring our data because we have saved. Okay. Control V. See, now the difference is now I'm giving it in the header level because t-shirt only, what is that? I'm giving it, ordering it as a trouser, but each piece, how much it should bring, that we need to give the details. So the moment I press enter, system will ask me to enter. Okay, first of all, info record is not there. So let's maintain that. David. So ME21. Okay. Now system is asking, now tell me in what variance, how much you want to redistribute. Either you can redistribute, or even if you give whatever quantities, it will sum up and update the header quantity. Say for instance, this I'm going to enter 15, sorry, I'm going to enter 20 pieces, 20 pieces, 20 pieces. Now what it will do? 3, 5, right? So this I'll put 5. Now what happens? It will sum up and it will add the quantities at the header level. Is that clear?
Mm-hmm.
So I am going to order red excess 20 pieces, purple small 20 pieces, black medium black 20 pieces, XL black 20 pieces, and brown large 20 pieces. Is that clear? So total quantities are 125. Same pieces, because generic articles will have the same variance. So the rest everything is same. Just you press save. Now everything will. Okay. Now this is 98. So now what we can do? Go to MyGo. Now it is 98. Next is we need to change the data. 1 3. Okay. Now press enter. All the articles will come along with the variants. Click on item OK. Okay. Now everything is received. Now click on post. $27 only, right? Our article is.
Yeah.
So 2701, I know. Great area. Implementing location for all the variants. Okay, now save it. Now go to MyGo. $98. Okay, then post. Yes, done. Now, what is the document number? 98, right? Press enter.
Yep.
Okay. Now select the each variance. You will see the purchase order history. Everything is posted. Okay. Now you can come down to backend RWBE. Okay. 27 is the article, right? You present a total 1.5, but you can check on stocks in structured article. So you can click on Burlington warehouse, how much it is there. So now it will display at the shit. You have to select variance. Sorry. Now it will show how much variance in each variance, how much stock is there. Okay. So variant excess medium, how much variant quantities, how much is there. Okay. Here in large it is 25. Is that clear?
Yeah.
So this way. So now I will show you to invert one structured article. Okay. Now next rest thing you can check. So if you go to Chrono, right? Chrono, okay. Then one structured article, what is that? Let's say pre-pack, okay?
Okay.
Okay, article is 30. 10 quantities I'm going to invert. Site is that is 1000. Okay. So for this also price is not maintained, so I will maintain here itself. Okay. Save it. So it is going to invert what? 99. Okay. Now I ordered a pre-pack article, but it is going to have two variants of a generic article inside. So 10 quantities each. Correct?
Yep.
So that's it. So you can just word it. Same process. I go. Actually, there is a tweak in this. Tomorrow we will see that. Okay. I will show you how we
Okay.
can play around with this.
Date.
Correct. Just now I realized. This is the most painful stuff that you can ever do. Reverse the pay posting period for 13 years. $27, correct?
No, not 27.
Yeah, 30. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Posted. The purchase order 50 came. Print is posted. Clear? Now you can slash n RWBE execute 100 is there. Okay. So now
Yep.
if you go slash n 27001 alone, variant alone I'm giving. Okay. Here for this article, how much stock is there in structured article? Articles available via structured article is 10. Articles available via direct is 20. So totally 30 items it is available. Okay. In structured article means in 30 it is listed as a component. That's what it means. Clear? Understood what I'm saying?
Okay. Got it.
20 is available in full as an individual separate item, and 10 items it is listed as a component to that structured article where we ordered as a pre-pack article.
Yeah.
Is that clear? So that is what this retail transaction will give you a detailed list where you can watch. Okay. So there is a small tweak in this which I will teach you tomorrow. Okay, the configuration with playing around stocks, how you wanted to display or put the stock in the component level or at the header level, that we will see tomorrow. And after that, we will see the stock transport orders. So with that, the
Okay.
P2P will be completed. Okay.
All right.
Okay, man. Then see you tomorrow. For now.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.